Hi, and welcome to Eternal Love Crafts and Photography. And today's video, we're going to feature about face masks, particularly fabric face masks. Especially since the pandemic started in 2020, of the COVID pandemic, face masks has been something of a huge topic, and whether we should use it, we shouldn't use it, and it has come to the consensus by the CDC that it is recommended to use a face mask. But there was a shortage of face masks moving forward of the surgical face mask or the N95 face mask. So the other alternative is to use a fabric face mask. Also advisable to use fabric face mask because it's reusable, rewashable, and consumer friendly. So today we're going to look into face masks, and I have so much research on face masks, starting from my trip to China back a few years ago when I first started using face masks, because in China there's overpopulation, too many people, and everyone there's a huge how should I say it? There's a huge niche for using face masks. So that was the first time I was introduced to using a face mask, and while in China I was buying a few different types of face masks until I found the one that I truly liked. And I think I bought a total about like 4 or 5 different face masks, and then I found one I truly liked. And it was just regular fabric mask. It didn't have any filters or protection, just a fabric mask to protect against people's bad breath, people hovering over you because there's overpopulation, and also the environment there in the air. So there's a lot of dust in the air and pollutants and different things, and you just want to wear a mask. So that's my first time being introduced to using face masks. But since the pandemic started with the COVID pandemic, it has been one of those things that wearing a mask is essential to not spreading your germs to anybody else, as well as to keeping your germs to yourself. So throughout this whole process, this year and a half, I did do a lot of different research on face masks and also the usage of different face masks. And I came to a consensus that some masks are better than others, and I like to use certain ones. And so in this video, I will show you some of the masks that I have bought, created, made myself, or my mom has made, and the practicality of it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And we're going to go through the different face masks. As I said, there's one in particular I love very much, and I use it every day. And then there are others that I use here and there once in a while, but it's not my favorite. But I'm going to go through all of these different face masks and where I purchased them from, or where I created and how I created those face masks, or how my mom created these face masks. So I'm not going to go onto the single-use, one-time use surgical masks with the N95s. Today's video is only on fabric masks, reusable face masks. So let's start with the first mask that I have here. So this is a whole pile of masks that I have. And it's not even all of the masks I have. I have a lot more of different brands, different types, but these are the ones that I'm featuring in today's video. So the first mask, this one is very particular. It's a square size. It's kind of bunchy on both sides. It's a little bunchy. I'm not very fond of this mask, but this mask, it came with a face shield. And when I bought it, I wanted to buy the face shield, and that's why I have this mask. But I actually only worn it once for the mirror, but never truly wore it because I don't feel it's very comfortable. Because it's bunchy, it doesn't give you enough airflow for the nose. So that's the one that came with a face shield. With the face shield is the one that is like a see-through plastic face shield, which is not being featured in this video either. But if you're interested in seeing that, I can show it in a different video in one of my vlogs. So that's the first mask. Next, I have a set of 2 types of masks, and these masks are purchased from, I think it was Old Navy. From Old Navy, it came in a pack, I think of I think four, a pack of four. I'm only featuring two of them here, but they have different designs and different types. This one I bought from Marshall's, which came with a face shield. So this is from Old Navy, and with the Old Navy one, as you can see from the design, is very similar to the surgical mask, as it opens up with the accordion folds. Here's the other side of it, the back side that goes towards your face, and you just open it up like the accordion fold. Nothing special about it, there's no filter, it's just a fabric mask. But what I did with this, because there is no holding or anything of that nature, I modified it to my specific liking, which I like a certain placeholder for the nose. So I cut it open and I added a metal strip bar here so that I can now bend it any shape I like to go with my nose shape, as you can see right there. And then when I wear it, which I wear it sometimes, you just open it up, and then as you can tell over here, I added the metal bar and also included two clips here, and one on each side, and I'll show you why I did that later in this video, so that I can attach a elastic band so it can hold in place, but I'll show that later on in the video. Next, I have one of these other face masks, which I'm not such a fan of. It's from the company right here, My Amica is the name of the company, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And with this face mask, the unique thing about it is the shape. It's more of like a triangular rectangular shape, and also here's for the chin area, so it's more enclosing. And the good thing about this one is that there is a space here for you to put in a filter. So it's not just going to be a fabric mask, but you can add in your own filter in there, that you can buy the one-time use filters and put them in there, and then it'll be filter mask. I'm not a fan of this one because it's hard to breathe in. It's very thick, it's hard to breathe, so I have only worn it only if I need to wear for short time frames. Next, I have this one, which is given to us by New York City Subway MTA, and this is just a regular 2-pile fabric face mask. There's no filter in it either, and the thing I don't like about this one is that the stretchiness here is not stretchy. It's just one length, and so if you need it to be longer, it's not comfortable. And there's no holding in place for the nose, so I did modify this one. I don't have it here as example, but I modified it where I changed out the strap and I put elastic white straps, and I cut open this part here and I added the metal clips here so it can bend. So that's what I did to the modified version of this mask. The unmodified version, I can't wear it. It's not comfortable. It doesn't really reach to my ears. It feels very tight around the face. There's no breathing room. I'm not a fan of it. But once modified, it's very usable. But again, no filter. The next one, my hospital gave it to us, and because they wanted us to use the reusable face mask, fabric mask, because we're running a short supply of the surgical masks. So they gave us the fabric one, and it's also just fabric, no filter. The thing I like about this one is that it has the elastic band, which I like, but because it has no space for the face, it's hard to breathe in it as well. And the material is pretty thick in this fabric, it's hard to breathe. So I also don't really like wearing this one either, but I did modify this to make it more user-friendly. So what do I do to it to make it more breathable? So what we did was we cut the very top, we added this elastic on the top, and we added 2 points here to have a spacer. So the spacer here is for the nose and for the chin, and in order to do that we had to cut open the whole fabric, and of all surrounding all around, and then resewing it back after we sewed the 2 points of contact there, and then resew back the elastic band, and added this elastic here to give it the shape form factor so that it will look like, so the eyes can go here and the nose can be slightly higher and the eyes area slightly lower, so then it's more breathable, which this I do like, and I have used it a couple of times when I need to. But again, the material is pretty thick, there's no filter, so I don't like to wear it for too long a period of time. Next, we have the next few set of masks are all made by either me or my mom, and we created these by hand based on the design of the mask that I bought in China that I liked. I don't have that mask in this video because it's somewhere, I placed it somewhere either in one of my jackets or somewhere else, and I couldn't find it at the moment of recording this video. But the form factor is very good and I truly like it, but it's just that the material that we use, sometimes the material may be a little bit too thick and I don't like to wear it for too often, like too long a period of time, but for short periods of time, like an hour, a couple hours, 2-3 hours is okay. So here we have the form factor where this is a little lower, the nose area is higher, we have the point again, the point here for the nose and here for the chin. So you see there's these separations so that there's space inside, so when you put your face you feel there's space. Also, my mom has placed in a filter inside, so there is a 3-layer filter, 2 fabrics, one in the front, one in the back, and the filter in the middle. And we use different types of fabric. The inside fabric is more comfortable and soft, while the outside fabric is more resistant to dirt. And then we also added our straps in here so it feels very snug and nice. The next one is also of the same type of design but using different fabric and a different color theme. Also, you see the points curve down the nose. We also have this pointy curve for the nose and the chin, which makes it very comfortable, and have enough space when you put your face in there. There's space and there's structure. And the material, I do like this material, but sometimes it gets a little itchy, so that's why I don't wear that often as well. But it is very comfortable, it's the right form factor, it's the right size for my face, and the elastic band holder for the ears. This was made very early on with a different pattern that my mom thought would be a good pattern, and it was not something that I liked because, again, it was very bunchy. It has that square bunchy, similar to the one that I compared it to, which was this one, which had the square bunchy. But what my mom did with this one was she created a lot of space inside so that your face can fit the whole space and have air to breathe. But the problem with this one, when they created that way, it caused a lot of air and hot air to get trapped in there. And also because there is a filter in between, a filter layer, so 3 fabric layer with a filter layer in between, it was very hard to breathe in it. Even though there's space to breathe, but it's very hard to breathe because the air doesn't escape from it. So this one I'm not a huge fan of. I have only worn it 1 or 2 times, but not such a huge fan. So this was part of the original design that my mom made until I gave her the prototype for the mask that I really liked, what I got from China, and then we started creating all the other masks. This one, I'm only featuring it, but I have never worn it. I bought it. I'm only featuring it because I love the design I put on it, because you can put any design on it. You can buy it. I think I bought this from Shutterfly, and you can put any design you want on it. And this is just a design that I created for Dima, and I really liked the design, so I said, okay, let me put it on a mask. And this mask is actually for a child size, so I can't even fit into this mask. But I didn't know that when I put the mask. I just liked the design. So this is a very simple fabric mask. It's one fabric, and it's just if you needed a mask, not for any type of protection, but just a mask in general. And this part, it is slightly elastic, but not really. So it's not really that useful. But if I was to put it on maybe my dolls or teddy bear or something, I would probably put this mask on just because it's cute. So that's the mask that I don't really use. So, which is the mask that I do love a lot? I featured it in one of my first episode of season 2 of Iceling's favorite things of 2021, which is the Uniglo Airism face mask. Okay, this mask is the gray color. Comes in 3 colors: gray, white, and black. And this mask I actually use every day a lot, as you can see from the wear and tear. I wear it as the front mask for my, if I was to use a second mask, which would be the single-use mask that I try to preserve and not just use a single use. So I try to use a fabric mask above the one-time use surgical mask, and so that I can reuse the surgical mask multiple times, at least for the whole week. And so with the fabric one I can wash, but the single use one I can't. So that's why I try to put a fabric mask over the other mask if I were to wear double mask. But because now that I'm vaccinated, I sometimes don't use double mask and I just wear one mask. And I feel very comfortable using this Uniglo mask because it is triple layer. There is a filter layer inside in the middle, even though it feels very thin. But from the diagram and the technology that they show, that there is a filter inside. And I love that it's very breathable. It's very moisture wicked from this material of the fabric. I like the form factor, and I like that this is slightly stretchy, but it's the right size for me. And so I'm going to explain what I've done to it to make it even better. I added these clips here so that I can add the elastic string. And the elastic string is basically just so that I can have the mask around my neck. They sell this outside but with different designs, but I just needed a regular usable elastic band. So I created it myself. I bought these different lobster clamps, the attachment rings, and then this elastic cord, which I sewed on both sides to hold the lobster clamp. And I can take it off and use it with any other mask, so it's also always usable. But sometimes I just keep it on certain masks, so I make a lot of these elastic bands so I can have it on different masks, so it's just so much easier to use. Because of the background that's black, you might not be able to see it that well because this is navy color, but that is, as you can see there, the elastic band that holds in place. The other thing here, I have another one of the elastic band so you can see it. So I put it against the white backdrop, and it's created with the lobster clamps. And I create different ones in different lengths. So sometimes you might want to, because the mask is too big or too wide or starts outstretching itself, so you might want to make the elastic band a little shorter so that it can hold in place instead of just having it around the neck to hold the mask on the neck, but to actually hold it in place while wearing the mask. So I have made some that are shorter in length of this elastic band. The other thing I really like, which I want to show in this video as well, is this scarf mask. I like the scarf mask, and sometimes I use it as a double layered mask after I wear one of the masks, whether it's the fabric one or the N95s or the surgical mask. I might wear this fabric scarf mask on top of it to cover. And the scarf mask I really like because it has the shape with the loops. I don't know if you can see it in this video here, but there's loops so you put your ears through, and then it's like a whole scarf. It goes all the way up, and it can protect your whole neck from the cold, as well as covering for protection. So it's good for hiking. It's good for just having as a scarf on you, because once you cover the mechanisms of the two sides, It's just a regular scarf. But it also has the protection of having a fabric over your face. So also, because this is a little bit big on me, which I prefer the big one because the other one that I bought before this one was the same type but a smaller size and was too tight. So this is a little big. So what I've done was I attached the two clips on both sides and an elastic band that was like shorter in length, so it will hold it tighter, but not too tight, but just hold it tighter in place, so that I can wear this over my fabric mask or my N95 or my other surgical mask if needed, or when I go hiking. So these are the different masks, and among all these different masks, my favorite is still the Uniglo Airism face mask. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was informative. And if you have any questions regarding any of the masks, feel free to give a comment below. If you like my videos, subscribe to my channel, give a like for this video, and share with your friends who might want to know more about face masks or any of the other types of face masks. In this whole year process of this pandemic, I have created many face masks that's not featured in this video, but I've created from the bottom up, starting with the different types of face masks. And I've learned a lot during this creation process, that a mask, in order for it to be useful, it has to be breathable. You have to be able to wear it for extended periods of time, and as well as has to have a filter layer for protection. So I like to wear the Uniglo one because I feel there is a level of protection. I feel there is this wick away of moisture and this breathability. So I'm a big fan and advocate of that mask. Other masks I will wear for a couple of hours, but because I work as first line defense in the healthcare, and I also am a frontline essential worker, I have to wear the mask for the whole day, for 8 hours. Because of that, I need to find a mask that is actually very useful, that I can use for the whole day, besides the surgical mask, which we don't always get. We have low supply of it. So as a result, my default would be the fabric mask, but I have to feel that it's able to breathe in it for 8 hours. But now, because I'm vaccinated, we still wear the mask for 8 hours, but more lax on that. Not lax in terms of not wearing masks, just more lax in terms of my comfort level of, do I need to wear double, triple masks, or just one mask is essentially fine. So I hope this video was informative, and I hope you learned a lot from this video. Do give a comment below if you liked the videos, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.